very difficult to affect and to be the person that you need to be if you don't have trusting relationships around you that will tell you the honest to God truth about who you are, right? You're not going to get those relationships if you're a wanderer. It says that God is searching the heart. He's searching to and fro, and he is searching out our hearts. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about going into those unknown spaces of our heart and what they look like. And my passage, it's Psalm 107. And I read it so many years of my life, Psalm 107. And it's this beautiful, beautiful journey that he's taking us, just identifying people. And then there's that group of people, and there's that. So join with me today as we're going for it. It says, let the redeemed of the Lord tell the story. Those he redeemed. The word redeem means to win back. Those he's won back from the hand of the foe. That foe does not mean your wife. The hand of the foe. The hand of the foe is the enemy. God's won us back. Those he gathered from the lands. From the what? East. And from the west. And from the north. And from the south. And it's like this morning is a gathering. It's a gathering, right? We're from the east and the north and the south and the west, right? We're just going to have a little conversation. He said this. He says there's like 4 groups of people that he brings out, and he examines their heart. And this is their journey. He says, we're going to tell our story. I mean, I have a lot of stories I could share with you, but the greatest of my story is how much I love Erwin McManus. It's true. Even though, his destiny is kind of like, some days, but I love him. And one of the reasons I love him so much, and I know because he's won me over. He has loved me. He looked at me one day on the steps of Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, where we both met. I guess if we met, we'd be both of us, right? And and he said, I was fighting with him about his, our relationship and ministry and the call to everything. And he looked at me and he said, God told me to love you unconditionally, and I will love you unconditionally. And you know what? We're like so many years into this thing, and I've never felt anything less than being unconditionally loved. Isn't that beautiful? That's my story. That's my story. And so I love that David would say, okay, and here's another story about some people. And so look, in verse 4, he said, some wandered in desert, what? Some wandered in desert wastelands, finding no way to a city where they could settle. They were hungry and thirsty, and their lives ebbed away. They couldn't find a way to a place. Have you ever been that person, that wanderer where you realize, my heart, if you were to search it right now, if you would just take a spotlight on it, I've just been wandering from place to place to place, trying to find where I belong. That wanderer is always asking the question, where is my people? Where is my tribe? Where should I go next? Where am I going to end up? Have you ever, you are that wanderer maybe? That's where your heart is? We get a lot of wanderers at Mosaic. They come in, they're so excited until they don't get the parts. And then they're not excited anymore about being here in LA. And they just wander all the way through. Then suddenly they're called to New York City or Portland. That's another very famous call of God destination. But I'm thinking, wanderer, won't you stay a while and put down your roots? Because those of us who have gone through the fire of this city have been tested and tried on every front in this city, and the city is out to kick your butt, right? and test you at every, but those of us who have stayed and dug in, we see the fruits of what staying here looks like. And so, whether you're in that Des Moines or South Africa, wherever you are, make that the place where you are. And that is your home. And God will call you into a place. He says, I don't know if you know how desperate desert wastelands are. What do they look like? You know what? You can ask yourself, am I in a wasteland? Am I in a wasteland? Answer these questions. Is there any life where you are? Is there any life? Is there any loss, substantial loss of life where you are? Because the survival rate in a wasteland, the survival rate is very low. You're not going to make it for very many years if you're in that wasteland of wherever you are. And so I'm going to challenge you. Don't be that wanderer all your life. Go find your tribe of people. And it says, some wandered in desert wastelands, finding no way to a city where they could settle. It doesn't mean like settle. It's not where it means finding the right place, finding their home, finding their tribe and their people. You're in a wasteland if there's no relationships that are tangible. You're in a wasteland if there are no community, if there's no community built around you, right? If you're not giving community to other people, you're in a wasteland. Get out of there. I'll tell you, it's very difficult to affect and to be the person that you need to be if you don't have trusting relationships around you that will tell you the honest to God truth about who you are, right? You're not going to get those relationships if you're a wanderer. Because God has put you and called you to a place. You are never to be left hungry and thirsty. He wants to satisfy you. And then when your heart gets to that place, it gets to that position where it says this, then they cried out. They cried out to the Lord in their trouble. So don't wait for the trouble to pass. Cry out to the Lord right in it, when you're stepping in it. When it's covering your shoes, crawling up your leg, and it's really poo. You smell it, it is it, so you're in it, say it, cry out to the Lord. It says, cry out to the Lord. And it says, and He delivered them. Delivered them. And deliverance is really, sometimes it's a process and sometimes it's instantaneous. So deliverance was this for them. He led them by a straight way to a city where they could settle. They found their place. Come on, people. Come on. He will lead you. He will lead you. Sometimes, we're looking for every source on the internet to find our place, to find our home, to find our apartment, to find our group. He will lead you if you ask Him to lead you. Get out of your poo and let Him clean you up and lead you on, and settle to a place that you will not only learn to love, but they will learn to love you.
At TBN, our mission is to use every available means to reach as many individuals and families as possible with the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ.
Thank you for helping make the gospel of grace go around the world.
Without you, we couldn't do it. God bless you.